Vusi Cat Matlala. To some, a brilliant entrepreneur. To others, a symbol of South Africa's corruption crisis. He built an empire through government tenders worth hundreds of millions. From security contracts to medical services, his name appeared everywhere. But behind the luxury cars and political connections was a darker reality. By 2025, the same influence that built his success became the reason for his downfall. This is the story of power, greed, and the rise and fall of a tender tycoon, known to all as the Cat.
Matlala grew up in Johannesburg, in a township where ambition was survival. He earned the nickname Cat for his ability to land on his feet, no matter the odds. He started small, running informal businesses and providing community security. By his early 30s, he had created several companies under the Cat Group. His businesses supplied everything from bodyguards to medical support. But many would later ask, how did he get such lucrative government contracts so quickly?
By 2016, Matlala's empire exploded. His company, Cat Security, began winning multi-million rand government contracts. Soon, he expanded into medical services through Medicare 24 Swanee District. In 2014, the SAPs awarded his firm a 360 million rand healthcare contract. For Matlala, this was proof he had arrived. But whispers began. Was it skill or connections that fueled his success? Investigators later claimed those contracts were riddled with irregularities.
In South Africa's business world, political ties are everything. Matlala's network extended deep into the police and government. He was often photographed with senior officials. His friendships were not casual, they were strategic. Reports linked him to figures in the police ministry and even intelligence units. In closed circles, people whispered that Cat didn't just know power, he controlled parts of it.
By late 2023, everything began to change. A violent attack on actress and socialite Tebogo Thobejane shocked Johannesburg. Rumors linked the assault to her ex-partner, Vusi Matlala. Police opened an investigation that soon uncovered more than expected. From attempted murder to money laundering, a pattern of organized activity began to emerge. The Cat was cornered, and the chase had just begun. In mid-2024, police moved in. Matlala was arrested and charged with attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and fraud. He appeared calm, confident, and well-dressed in court. Outside, supporters called it a political setup, but prosecutors painted a different picture of a man who used influence to silence opponents and manipulate contracts. Inside the courtroom, his empire began to unravel. In September 2025, the Alexandra Magistrates Court denied Matlala's bail. The magistrate called him a flight risk and a danger to witnesses. Evidence showed he held a fraudulent Eswatini identity under another name. He had access to multiple properties and private vehicles. The court believed he could easily disappear. As the ruling came down, Cat's usual grin faded. For the first time, he wasn't in control. While awaiting trial, reports emerged from prison. Matlala was caught with the cell phone in his cell, a violation of prison rules. Rumors said he continued managing his affairs from behind bars. Photos of his confiscated devices circulated online. Officials called him a high-maintenance inmate. The man once feared in boardrooms was now just prisoner number 67821. In October 2025, prosecutors dropped a bombshell. 7 new charges were added, including murder. The new case involved alleged killings linked to business disputes. Authorities said Matlala financed hitmen to silence threats. His defense called the charges fabricated, but investigators claimed to have phone records and witness statements. The walls around Cat were closing in fast. Matlala's lawyers filed an urgent appeal at the Johannesburg High Court. They claimed his constitutional rights were violated during bail hearings.
The team argued there was no solid evidence connecting him to the crimes, but prosecutors insisted they had solid leads and financial trails. As the court deliberated, the public watched closely, divided between belief and disbelief. Could Cat escape again, as he always had?
Meanwhile, the Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority, PSIRA, launched an investigation. 8 senior staff were suspended for allegedly helping Matlala register his company illegally. Documents showed irregular signatures and missing compliance checks. If proven, it meant his entire security empire operated outside the law. The investigation hinted that corruption ran far beyond one man. Cat wasn't just a player, he was part of a system. At the same time, the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry was unfolding. Its goal? To investigate corruption within the police and tender processes. Leaked WhatsApp messages revealed conversations between Matlala and other businessmen. They discussed deals, officers, and how to handle political figures. KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nonlonham Mkhwanazi testified under oath, linking Cat to a network of influence that stretched deep into SAPS leadership. One of the most explosive claims involved former police minister Becky Chele. Reports allege that Chele exchanged funds with Matlala during his tenure. Chele denied wrongdoing, saying he would only speak before Parliament or the Commission. But the allegations raised serious questions about political accountability. Was Matlala operating alone, or was he part of something far bigger? Investigators later tied Matlala to over 80 corruption cases. These included rigged tenders, money laundering, and intimidation. The pattern was consistent: powerful allies, ghost companies, and silence through fear. Some officers admitted they were afraid to speak out. Others said anyone who challenged Cat faced threats or professional ruin. This was not just business, it was a criminal ecosystem built on influence. News of his arrest spread fast on social media. Some South Africans celebrated his arrest, calling it long overdue. Others insisted he was being targeted for political reasons. Debates raged online. Was Cat the villain or a scapegoat? The case became a mirror reflecting South Africa's battle with corruption and trust. For many, it wasn't just about one man. It was about the system itself. Every headline carried his name. Journalists camped outside the courthouse. TV crews replayed footage of his luxury cars and bodyguards. The once private businessman had become a public spectacle. He was now a symbol, either of power abused or power challenged. His silence in court only deepened the mystery surrounding him. With his arrest, contracts began to crumble. Government departments canceled deals tied to his companies. Bank accounts were frozen. Vehicles and properties were seized as part of asset forfeiture investigations. Former employees spoke out, describing unpaid salaries and intimidation.